Hey everyone, I'm your host, Rae Irelan, and you are listening to the Soul Aligned podcast, where we help high achieving leaders and driven visionaries do what you love and live your purpose. So, welcome to episode 19, and we're going to be talking about, and I'm going to be sharing about my near death experience and how it changed me. And so, some people know the story, others don't. And so I thought it would be important to share exactly what happened and really what shifted out of experiencing this near death. So basically, a lot of you know, I used to be a touring musician full time, touring 20, 25 shows a month. With my prior band, and it was really what I gave my whole heart and soul to for many, many years. And in the beginning, especially when we started picking up momentum, when we were getting booked a lot more, and just a lot of shows were happening, we had like a booking agency come on, a management team come on. There was a lot of just excitement, right? And I just totally immersed myself in this world of like live music and rock and roll. And it was amazing. Like, my soul just like longed for it for so long. Prior to me really like coming out and honing in on my musician skills, I was someone who loved to go see live music. That it felt like home for me. It felt like the place where I could have these spiritual connections, where I could just let go of myself. It was where I was able to heal. And so there was a little bit of a turning point when I kind of gave myself to the culture. And so after one of our late night gigs, I was driving home, and really I decided to get in the car when I shouldn't have. I was very upset at the time. My relationships were all sorts of messed up. My love life was in shambles, and that specific night was just a highlight of many nights I had experienced where I would turn to drugs or alcohol to just help me deal and process the emotions that I was experiencing of not really being fully in alignment with who I was. I would look in the mirror and I wouldn't like what I saw there. And so I took the opportunity of having this be normal and a part of the culture that I was in, and I really allowed it to take over. So I got in my car that night, and this was back in 2015, and I remember thinking I shouldn't be doing this. And I was almost hoping that someone in my band, or, someone that saw, would stop me, because I was very much in the victim role. Like I wasn't going to stop myself. I was totally upset with life, and I wanted out, really. And I had been experiencing this for most of my life. I had always felt like I was the odd one out. Like I didn't understand why I couldn't connect with and didn't feel like I had this like tight group of girlfriends that I danced with when everyone else seemed to have that. Or, I just kind of felt like I was stumbling my way through life. Like I really didn't know why I was here. And it was this perpetual question of like, I don't want to be here. How do I deal with this if I don't even want to be here? I don't want to be enjoying this life. I don't want to be dealing with this stuff, all of it. And so that night I decided to get into my car, and it was a blind decision that I definitely did not take the time to process, but it was also a decision that I had been processing for a long time. I was ready for, I was really ready to leave. And so I got in my car, and as I was driving, I was kind of dozing off a bit, and I started to turn, and I was on the freeway, and I decided to turn and felt the car moving towards the middle concrete wall that divided the oncoming traffic on the freeway. And as I did this very quickly, the car started turning towards it, and very quickly I realized I couldn't do that. And so I completely turned the wheel, all while being in this sort of daze, turned the wheel, and boom, my car went flying off of the freeway. And there just so happened to be a cliff and a canyon down on the other side. And so I'm very grateful in this moment that I didn't end up just going into the concrete medium, the wall, because I probably wouldn't be here sharing this story if I did. So there were definitely some angels that were helping guide me in that moment. But as I went off the canyon, the car started rolling, and that is when I really snapped into it. And as I woke up and kind of felt the car rolling, it was odd because I had always had this dream of being in a rolling car accident since I was a little girl. I was terrified of that. This dream would happen over and over and over again, to the point that by the time I was a teenager, this dream actually became lucid because I had it so many times. And I realized that as soon as I hit something, or as soon as, the major impact comes, then I wake up. I wake up in the dream, and then I can wake myself back up into, just being awake and not sleeping and having this nightmare anymore. So as I kind of came to, that's what I thought I was experiencing. I thought I was in a dream. And then something very different happened. I heard a voice that I had never heard before. It wasn't the sound of my own inner voice. It was something outside of me. And basically this voice said, "Hey, you've been asking to leave your whole life. This is your gift. I want to give you a way out." And when that hit me, I realized, you're right. I have been asking for a way out this whole time. I had been asking to leave this whole time. And it hit me so hard that this was not the time to leave, that I was not ready, and I had not completed what I was brought here to do. Yes, there was some clarity around what I wanted to do, but also it was more of just this internal feeling, this knowing that I was placed here on the planet to do something, and I hadn't lived that out yet. I was short selling myself, and in short selling myself, I was short selling the world. And so it hit me, and I remember just pleading and being in this very weird space of being in between the realms, conscious but unconscious at the same time, and just thinking, please let me stay. Please let me stay. I need to do what I was brought here to do. I promise I'll do it. I swear I'll do it. I swear I'll try my best. I'll put everything into it. And I finally heard an okay. And with that okay came me coming fully back into consciousness, experiencing the last tumbles, the last flipovers of the car, and then all of a sudden quiet. I didn't want to open my eyes. I was praying that this was still a nightmare that I had just woken up from, that this wasn't actually my life. And when I opened my eyes, the car was face up, and I looked around, and there I saw the whole car, all of the glass shattered around me, all the windows broken. But I didn't even notice really how the rest of the car was. I didn't even check myself. All I knew was that I needed to get out. So I got out of the car immediately. And as soon as I got out of the car, I heard a voice at the top of the canyon from the freeway yelling down, "Hey, is someone down there? Are you okay? Oh my gosh." He was freaking out. And so without even thinking, I just scrambled my way up, thank goodness for my parents teaching me how to be an outdoorsman early on, outdoorswoman. So I scrambled my way up, and when I got up there, I saw a man laying on the ground. My heart was racing as I walked over to him. And as I put my hand on his back, I realized that he was in so much shock because he was driving right behind me, and he witnessed the whole thing. And so then I heard the story from him of what he had saw, and I realized this is very real, and just everything hit me. It was almost like this ecstatic moment where I was like, oh, I made it. I'm alive. Like, I'm still here. Oh my gosh. But like, I have stuff to do. I got to get to work. I was like ready to jump back in my car and just drive home so I could write down all these ideas. I was so excited and so deeply grateful to be home. I wanted to hold my loved ones, even the people that I was upset with right before the accident. I just wanted to call everyone and let them know that I was okay and that I was here, and that I wasn't going to be leaving. And in that moment of ecstasy came the reality that crumbled me. Of course, when we have these big moments, life in our physical world is sometimes not ready to fully experience that and say, okay, well, here's your red carpet to your dreams. No, life can be a little bit more challenging than that. So immediately I saw the lights of ambulance, fire trucks, cop cars, you name it, they showed up. I slammed against the cop car. I was arrested. And I remember sitting in the back of that car thinking, this is not what I thought I was here to do. This is not what I imagined I was here to live out. This isn't what I thought I was going to do when I said yes to life. And maybe some of you can relate to that, where we say we want to do something, but then we realize we get a dose of it and we're like, wait, I don't think I signed up for this. In reality, we did, because all of those pieces, me sitting in the back of that cop car, me sitting, waiting in the jail cell, are all parts of what have strengthened me in my core, what have given me that knowing that I am here, and that no matter where you put me, no matter what darkness you surround me with, I will shine my light. And that was probably the biggest lesson that I received in my near-death experience, was our resiliency as humans. If we really deeply choose and know that we are going to do something or be someone, it's going to happen no matter what. And it's that sort of determination. It's not an intention that you say. It's not a wish that you hope and pray for. It is a claiming and a declaration of who you're going to be and what you're going to do. And so that moment has rippled out into every single aspect of my life, and is really the core reason why I have created the Soul Aligned show, why I have worked with hundreds of entrepreneurs and leaders and visionaries around the world, helping them get clear with their mission and their purpose and how to deliver it and how to be that person who is delivering that. Because it is so important. We cannot be living as an ecosystem on this planet without everyone really stepping up, without everyone experiencing their version of being asked, what are you going to do about it? If you're going to stay here, what are you going to do? And are you going to choose to stay here? You were brought here for a reason. And if you're watching this, you were brought here to listen to this message, because there's something that you are sitting on, and you know that little flame is burning underneath you. And I want you to know that that flame will go out if you do not decide to spark it, to light it up, and to let it light you up so you can light up the world. You have to do this. If you have that feeling inside of you, you have to do it for all of us. And the cool thing is that when you choose, these little dreams, these little sparks that we were given, they were given to us so that way we could live our purpose, so that way we could be our brightest selves. And when you do that, it feels so good. So many people that are dealing with anxiety or depression are dealing with it because they're not taking action. They're not moving forward. They're not moving forward with their ideas, their dreams, their hopes, their visions. They're staying in one place. And there's so many reasons why we get stuck. And you can check out some other episodes to dive deeper into that. But beyond that, it is your time to just claim and to just say that you're going to stand up, that you're going to live out your purpose. Another lesson that I learned that was extremely important in experiencing my accident was really the truth, being able to be the truth. Because at that moment, there were still many people that would call me a leader at that time. There were many people, I would say, that were looking up to me and looking at me for inspiration. And I really wanted to live that out. But what was being faced, what I was looking at in the mirror was not matching up with what other people saw in me. And that's one of the most dangerous places we can be as leaders, is to actually not be in congruency and in alignment with our truth. And for me, that accident was all of a sudden, everything that I had been experiencing, all this discomfort, all this unalignment, all of this anger and frustration and sadness and worry and grief, all of this stuff that was inside of me, I had never shown to the world at that point. I was hiding it and hiding it and hiding it. And as you hide it from others, you're also going to be hiding it from yourself. And so it was a level of revealing. It was a time to say, this is me. This is all of me. I cannot hide this anymore because everyone's going to know now. And so what do I do? And really the only thing to do is to forgive and accept. And from there, you can create something new until you get to that moment where you can look at yourself and forgive yourself and accept yourself, all the pieces of you, all the ones that you were hiding, all the ones that you didn't want other people to see, and bring it forward. It magnifies the light that you already are in the world, because people can finally relate to you and can finally feel the humanness inside of you. So I truly believe that not everyone needs to end up driving their car off of a cliff. Please don't. It was a terrible experience that lasted way too long because of all the details behind it. And just take my advice. First of all, don't drink and drive, please. I'm so grateful that there was no one else in the car with me and that it was late enough in the night, it was like 5 a.m., that no one else was on the road besides the man right behind me. I have spent many, many sleepless nights praying and thanking all of the angels, the universe, God, creator, whoever in all of them, for not having anyone else be impacted physically or too much emotionally by this accident. Everything that you choose does affect others. So as you're on this journey, take these lessons from other people, other leaders that have gone through the depths, through living hell. And as we give you these lessons, please take them. Please take them seriously, because that's why we spend countless hours creating content and sharing and creating businesses to support others. It's so important. And I believe that anyone that has experienced anything that has been a pivot point, a transformational moment, you have a message to share. It doesn't have to be life or death. Mine just so happened to be. So I hope you can take some of these powerful lessons with you. And I just hope most of all that you are inspired to share your mission and your message and start opening your voice today. Now, this is the time. So thank you so much for checking out this video. subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't. And if anyone out there is dealing with suicidal thoughts, deep depression, substance abuse, please reach out for help. Whether you reach out to me or to anyone else that you have in your network, know that you are supported. I am here for you. Please feel free to message me if you need any support after watching this video. Okay, thanks again. had to say that. Please enjoy the rest of the videos. Subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't yet. And if you want to check out more of the videos, go ahead and tap the screen right there. I'll see you next time.